In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to beat The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom early. And this is going to be a full guide to do it. However, we're going to be starting from the Hyrule Kingdom when you finally first jump down from the Great Sky Island, as there isn't much to really go over in the Great Sky Island other than business as usual. However, you are going to want to leave with at least 7 wings. You'll find out later why. However, the most important part about all this is that you guys share this with other people. I know I'm asking you to do this very early on, but trust me, I want as many people to be able to experience this as possible, because there are some glitches that might end up getting patched in the future, and I want everyone to be able to get this experience because I think this is a very fun experience. It's not going to win you any record speedruns, as I don't really recommend treating this as a speedrun. More of a challenge run of only using things from Hyrule Castle, which is what we're going to be doing in this video. I'm going to teach you guys how to do it step by step. So with all that being said, let's get straight into it. So starting from when you first plunge into Hyrule Kingdom after exiting the lake, you're going to want to make your way over northeastern. From there, you guys are going to find some bokoblins next to a fallen structure from the sky, and there is going to be a Sundelion next to it. We're going to pick up the Sundelion, and we're going to keep on going until we find these rebels with a bokoblin that has a pack on with a bunch of fire fruit. We're going to kill him and take his fire fruit, and then go to the plant right over there that has fire fruits on it and grab those too. Afterwards, we're going to make our way up to the Lookout Landing, and from there we're going to talk to Pura, which is then going to start the Crisis at Hyrule Castle main quest. We're going to want to make our way over to Hyrule Castle, going north of course, and we're going to want to pick up the shrine on the way there too, because we can backcheck a little bit faster with it. Then we're going to make our way up to the first gatehouse, which is going to have Haas at the top. After talking to him and a little cutscene, we're now going to return back to the shrine, and then we're going to go back to Lookout Landing and talk to Pura, who will then activate the towers all across the land, and now our Skyview Tower is going to be ready to go. Now before you go over there, I do recommend possibly going into the emergency shelter and cooking yourself up some stamina recovering items. You don't have to, but I recommend you at least try it, because the next step we're going to be taking on is actually flying over to Hyrule Castle, and you're not going to have enough stamina at this point in the game to do it, so you can either use stamina recovering items, which I recommend you cut the grass outside for, and pick up some restless crickets, so you can cook those up in a pot so you can recover a full wheel of stamina, maybe even make 2. But the other way you could try is by using the Zonai wings, and you can place one when you get to about quarter stamina. You first stop moving forward, and then you would hold up, go to your Zonai devices, get out your wing, and you're going to hold up on your analog stick as well, so you're moving forward. Then you're going to press X, place your wing. You're going to move forward, press B to drop down top of it, and then you can glide over to Hyrule Castle from there. And when you get to Hyrule Castle, you can also pick up the Dusk Bow, which is in a rubble at the very top cylinder or cone shape structure. Don't know what it's called, but you can grab that if you want it. But you're going to want to make your way down, and in the 2 chests at the very top, there's going to be one with the sapphire, which we're going to need, which is very critical for the Demon King's army. And then there's going to be a Royal Guard spear, which is also going to be pretty important for later. You can then glide down, and there's going to be another chest which is going to have a Royal Guard's bow in it, which does 50 damage but is a bit fragile. There's also on the other side a Royal Spear which you could pick up, and from there you're going to fly down and go into the place where Calamity Ganon's egg was right atop of, or where you were atop of Calamity Ganon's egg. If you play Breath of the Wild, you know what I'm talking about. There is going to be a royal sword there. You can pick that up, or royal broadsword, whichever one you prefer. And after that, we're going to drop down into the throne room. Guard's sword and shield laying down, along with a spear that is right next to it in this other little opening. Then you're going to make your way to the other side with the rubbled horse statue, and behind that is going to be the Royal Guard's claymore. And right on the ledge next to it, there's going to be a bundle of 10 arrows, along with another Royal Guard's bow. So that is already 2 Royal Guard bows already down. So next up, you're going to make your way over to the throne, and you're going to want to throw 2 fire fruits. These 2 fire fruits are going to open up and slide a statue, and underneath it is going to be a chest containing the champion's leathers, so you no longer have to be a snaky. Although if you were to try to speedrun using this method, you could just skip this entirely, but that's 5 extra defense points, so might as well take it. Now we're going to want to exit the throne room from behind the throne, and you're going to want to run to the left, avoiding all the gloom, because we're going to make our way down into the shrine. Or we're not going to go into the shrine, we're going to actually just end up making it activated so we can go to it later, because we're going to be actually locating back to, because we're going to end up going back to the shrine multiple times anyway. Next up, you're going to jump below the shrine. There's going to be an entrance with a staircase we could fly down, and that's going to lead us into the library. From the library, we're going to just jump right down, and we're going to use our Ultra Hand to move away the iron bookcase. From there, there's going to be a chest, and in it is going to be the Royal Guard's boots, very fashionable. We're going to put those on for 4 extra defense points. And there's also a Royal Broadsword that is sitting on the table for you to pick up. But there is a Royal Shield, but we're not going to pick that up just because you'll find out later. However, we're not done in the library yet. We're going to make our way to the right now and take out that bookshelf, because there is actually a chest all the way on the other side that contains Dinrau's shard. I believe a shard of Dinrau's horn. And that is going to be a kind of, it's a bit powerful of a fire weapon, but its AoE can make it pretty dangerous to use at close range. But we're going to hold on to that for now. So now we're going to go back to the shrine. I didn't mention earlier, but when you're on the Great Island Sky, you're going to want to pick up the bomb flowers that are within the cave, making your way up to the ice portion. Because from the shrine, we're going to jump over, kind of make our way over to Gloom as well. And we're going to be at this below position to where the moblins are. Right here, we're going to focus and line up our bow. And we're going to shoot a bomb arrow, which would hopefully blow down that moblin, causing it to drown in the water when it gets in it. Then we're going to pick up its droppings. We just need its horn, because the Black Moblin horn, now with our Royal Guard's Claymore, we put those two together as a fusion, and we're going to get a pretty powerful weapon. Then when you go up there, you could get out your shield and wait for a certain attack to Flurry Rush, which can easily wipe out one of those moblins, and then you can wipe out the other one, any other method you choose. After that, you can pick up all your droppings, because guess what? There is actually a wooden chest floating in the water. Not the iron one, the wooden one. We're going to use our Ultra Hand, pick that up, and in that chest, there is going to be 5 arrows. You might be wondering why to pick up so much arrows. Arrows are going to be very, very important for later on when we do the 9 boss gauntlet. So, yeah, make sure you get as many as you can. Now from here, we're going to keep running forward, glide down to the dining area, or you could even do the observation room, but we're going to do the dining area just because we need to go and fight Gru, aka the Wizrobe, and we're going to whistle for him to come up to us, and when he does, don't make him fall off the platform. Make sure he's a little bit off to the side so you can use your bow, get a nice headshot, and then run over with your Royal Guard's Claymore or Moblin horn hammer thing and just whack him until he dies. Also, it's very important that your weapon doesn't break either. This weapon is very important for when we kill the Lynel later on, so don't mess around or do any unnecessary slams on the ground. Make sure you get rid of him and you grab his lightning rod or his topaz rod. Now we're going to defuse it, taking away the topaz, and now we're going to apply and fuse our sapphire to it to make a sapphire rod. An S tier weapon. The Blizzard Rod from Breath of the Wild was an S tier weapon, and in Tears of the Kingdom, creating a Sapphire Rod is no different. It is the Blizzard Rod. You throw it and you create a huge wind AoE that just freezes everything. Going to be very important for the Demon King's army later on, so make sure you have it. Now from the dining room, you can run up to the observation room, and the observation room, as soon as we take out the trapdoor, we flip it open, we're going to drop down, and in this iron chest is going to be a diamond. You can duplicate these later on, but for right now, we're going to keep making our way down. But for right now, we're going to make our way down the spiraling staircase. And in the first opening, there should be a black bokoblin. We're going to attack him with our Moblin's horn hammer, Royal Guard Claymore thing. He's going to die. Again, make sure your weapon is not broken at all. And then you're going to destroy the crates, which are going to have right here a ton of great stuff. Now, unfortunately, there is a bit of RNG involved, but ultimately, you can expect to get some Mighty Bananas, Iron Shrooms, Razor Shrooms, Fleetfoot Lotus, Palm Fruit, Wild Berries, Hardy Truffles, and even Big Hardy Truffles. Sometimes you can actually get multiple of them. Sometimes you might not get any at all, but the Hardy Truffles are really, really important. So once you've done that, you're going to want to strike up the fire. Hopefully you picked up some flint on the way over here or on the Great Island Sky. What we're going to end up doing is, before we get cooking actually, which you can still cook these. By the way, if you do, cook like one at a time, especially with your hardy items. There's no need to go over 1 extra heart because number 1, this is a challenge run. Number 2, possibly speed run. Number 3, it is very important that you don't, because you're going to want to have as many healings as you can, especially for the gloom. But speaking of the gloom, we actually want to use our Sunderline. We're going to duplicate this. Now, you don't have to do that if you're really, really good, but I recommend you do, because this can get really, really dicey. So I recommend duplicating the Dandelion at least 10 times and then cooking each one individually to get a 3 heart recovery sunny dish, which is going to allow us to heal our hearts back after we get hit by gloom and lose them, which is really important. So to duplicate, I have a video on how to do it, but a really quick recap is we equip a bow, we hold up, we basically fuse our item we want to dupe to our bow, we go into our menu, we go over, unequip the bow, re-equip a new bow, ++ or B+, very fast as you can to get the timing right, drop that bow, look behind you, pick the 2 up, and then it should have duped. Might take you a few tries depending on how good and fast you are at it, but you basically have to have speed run timing to be able to do it. But it's pretty easy once you get it down. So once you've cooked up those 10, you're going to want to cook up your other dishes one at a time as well to really get as much of a boost from them as you possibly can. Way around depending on what it is, like a razor. Maybe you might want to do 2 if you get 2 to get. You could combine Mighty Bananas and Razor Shrooms together, and that might get you a +2 attack power, maybe even +3, who knows. But other than that, once you've done that, you're going to make your way down the spiraling stairs to the 2 fire choo-choos, kill them, pick up their red choo-choo jelly, and then you're going to want to drop down, and here is where you want to have your... You want to be able to make a weapon that can destroy rocks like a boulder or a sledgehammer. When I was at the Fusion Shrine on the Great Plateau, or on the Great Island Sky, I actually ended up keeping that claymore with the rock on it just for this. You can also make other ones. Also, up on the staircase, there's another little armory area. You can pick up some weapons there and then fuse them with a rock, depending on how many good weapons you've collected. But really, what we're going to want to do here is just break your way through, and then you're going to find another area which is going to have a few talas in it, along with a bunch of luminous stone. We're going to want to go all the way to the end of luminous stone and start breaking down on that. It should only take you 2 breakings of luminous ore before you can just go right through. Then you want to pick up all the bright cap mushrooms and the bomb flowers, very important. You're going to want to make your way to the right. That way you can break all that stone, and then you can make your way inside to pick up a bunch of bomb flowers, bright caps, Hylian mushrooms, and even a hardy truffle. And there's quite a few hardy truffles you can find down here. I made a whole video. This is by far one of the best places to farm, especially early on, for all the good stuff, and that's really why we're coming down here. But you're going to want to go through, break the rest of the boulders on the other end, and then down here, before you destroy any more luminous stone, there is a hardy truffle you can pick up right here. Now we're going to make our way to the Horriblin nest, which here there is 2 hardy truffles. I recommend not going straight for this one, actually running around, picking up the other one first, and then going around and picking up the next hardy truffle, so the 2 of them, then you can get out. The reason why I recommend you do this is because the Horriblins might give you some problems even with one-shot protection if you're at full health, and it's just a bit easier if you don't. Also, the extra red caps or bright caps and the stakes can definitely help you out as well, but you don't have to get them if you don't want. The hardy truffles are good enough. By the way, you could also duplicate your hardy truffles as well if you got any earlier, so you might not even need to come here if you don't want to, but I thought I'd just mention it anyways. Now from here, there's going to be the lake. I recommend going over to the right. That way you guys can go to the far left of this arena, which, believe it or not, underneath all those broken rocks is a Stalnox. We're not going to mess with him. There's also a bunch of rocks. You can make some more hammers and sledges if you need to through fusion. But we're going to make our way all the way to the left, climb up here, grab another hardy truffle, and there is another bomb as well. Then we can just jump down, glide around. You should have enough stamina to make it, swim through the water, and then you're going to make your way all the way up to the top of this area here, which is going to have a bunch of blue rocks. Just break in one direction. I recommend having a spear so you can get straight forward. Might give you a bit of trouble at some point, so you might have to back up and hit another rock to get through, but ultimately you will make it through this area just fine. Now you're going to notice there's a bunch of stall moblins, or there's just one stall moblin and 2 stall bokoblins or bokoblins. You're just going to hit them. You could even kick their heads into the water if you want to. You could even just use the claymore that the one moblin drops as well if your hammer's about to break. But you're going to kill all of them, and then you're going to drop down, pick up the hardy truffle. But before you do anything else, you're going to want to stick to the far left side here. We're going to swim into this cave because there's fairies we can pick up. There is 2 tireless frogs, but they're going to get scared away regardless of what we do. So don't worry about them, just worry about getting the fairies. And don't worry about the glowfish either. So we're going to just do 2 boosts, but as soon as you get to that halfway point, don't boost anymore. Just keep going forward and just basically basically swim around and hug the left-hand corner until you can crouch. Crouch immediately, do not move at all until you can crouch. And once you crouch, make your way forward to the fairies. Make sure you pick up all 3, don't lack out on any of them. The best way to do this is to see if you can get any of them first just by crouching and walking towards them and just spamming A. Or if they're too high up, you can save your game, reload, and then crouch again and try to grab them. And do that until you have all 3. So now that you've done that, we're going to actually go back to the shrine again at Hyrule Castle, and we're going to jump down basically directly from behind. You guys can see here, because we're going to grab the Hylian shield now, which is why I haven't been too worried on shields. Now, from the Hylian, now we're going to drop down, and there is another claymore you can pick up. I recommend picking it up if you're going to destroy all the crates in here. These crates are filled with arrows, so it's absolutely worth it. And there is also a wooden chest as well you can pick up that has another stack of arrows in it, which is nice too. But besides the Hylian shield, there is actually a total of 3 hearty salmon we can get, which when you cook all of them individually, that gives you 4 extra hearts. Not too big of a deal, but still very good for what it's worth. So pick up 1 here, and these 2 are together. You might need the space, but ultimately if you get far enough away, you can grab one and then grab the other without scaring them away, because you don't want to scare them away. Now there is a malice. Now there are gloom hands here. If they notice you, which they most likely will, make your way into the water with enough stamina to get back and just wait. They won't be able to grab you, so they're going to give up and go away. The best way to know if they're gone or not is to see if you see some type of pink aura flying up and if the malice and the blood moon effect goes away. If this is the case, you can easily just go over there and pick up the gloom resistant item. If you want, you can cook it with a dish, or you can just keep it the way it is. Make a warding dish, might be good, might not, it's up to you, your call. But we're going to make our way up into these torches. Now there's one huge torch, and if we learn anything from the champion's leathers, if we maybe light an arrow on fire and shoot it at it, or just throw a fire fruit in it, it will make a secret chest appear. And in the secret chest is going to be none other than the Hylian shield, which we are going to want to dupe, because trust me, this shield is going to be so vital to the final boss and a few other battles down the line. So now that we've gotten all of these items, it's time to make our way down to the final boss. But before we do that, we need to make our way back to the shrine one last time, jump down and go to the gatehouse. The first gatehouse is going to have a place where you can cook at, and we can do it there. You could go to the dining room, however the dining room is a bit further down, even though I will be using it here, but the gatehouse one is a lot better. There you can cook up your individual hearty salmons and anything else you might need as well if you picked up anything else along the way. But we're going to now make our way and jump down into Hyrule's depths. Hyrule Castle depths will lead us to the Gloom's lair. But before we can really get there, we do have to do a bit extra work. Once you make it down here with the likes, you're going to want to fuse a bomb to your shield, but we're not going to use it yet. We're going to jump down. You can dive if you want, just be careful. And then we're going to try to make our way onto this platform here. There's some Horblins in here. We're going to shield surf. That's going to shield boost us up. And then we're going to just basically climb up. You run out of stamina if you want to. It's not really worth using stamina recovering items, so just shield bomb up and save yourself the time and hassle. And then there's going to be a bunch of electric keys. Make sure you have full health. You could use a bow and go the bullet time if you want to. You could also use a spear. Any type of equipment that's going to give you a bit of distance so they don't come up on you and start electrocuting you is going to be good to have. But just take care of them and pick up their items. You are going to need the keys freaking droppings, the electric keys dropping in general for a certain boss fight, but make sure you have them. Now for the exciting part, the Lynel. So your Royal Guard Claymore with the Black Moblin Horn on it should be almost broken and have the red flashing because its durability is very low. If you don't, hit it on the ground a few times until you do get it to there, which means it's going to be 3 more swings till it breaks. Once you have that, make sure you have that equipped, and make sure you got your Hylian shield, or another shield if you want. Or you could even dupe the Hylian shield now if you want to, but I do that a little bit later on. So we're going to apply a wing to our Hylian shield, so whenever we do a shield surf, we can instantly go into bullet time due to the extra height it gives us. We're also going to want to make sure that we're at full health for one-shot protection, and now you're ready to go. So The Lynel is pretty straightforward. You're going to do a shield surf and you're going to shoot him in the eye when you go into bullet time with your wing. Then you're going to hopefully get the ding sound effect and have the bright light flash across the screen, which is going to mean that he is knocked and stunned. When you do this, you're going to want to get behind him and start hitting him with your Mobble and hammer. Now usually this would end up breaking our weapon, but since it's a mounted attacks do not break your durability, meaning we can basically take advantage of this as much as we want until the Lynel dies, and that's basically what you're going to do here. Just make sure that you're shooting him from the front and the head and not the back, although it is possible. It's very tricky, so I recommend just sticking to the front, shoot him, and get your headshot and get behind and just keep hitting him, rinse repeat till he's dead. When he does a fire attack, I recommend going back with your shield either to the left or right diagonally instead of just to the side, because you might end up getting staggered, your shield guard down, and then you get hit and you might have to use a fairy, which you don't want to do. Then we're going to wait for the Lynel. Then you're going to kill the Lynel. Now we're going to get all this good stuff, and this is where we're going to really want to start duplicating. So realistically, all we need is the Savage Lynel bow. That is what we're going to be using. That is going to be our saving grace for the rest of this run. I end up duplicating it 2 times, so I have 3 of them, along with the Hylian Shield 3 times as well. The duplication glitch for this is you'll have your weapon equipped that you're going to dupe. You're going to save your game, do a hard save, go back, drop your weapon, equip another one, press ++, then you're going to unequip that weapon that you just equipped, go back, load up your hard save, and then another duplicate of it will be behind Link when you load in, and then you can keep doing it as many times as you want. But now that we've done that, we're going to apply yet another bomb to our shield. We're going to climb up this broken pillar, do a shield surf, boost up, climb up the rest of the ledge, you'll make it. And then you are going to see a bunch of ice like and keys. Now you do need to space this out a little bit accordingly. You could try to whistle to get their attention to get them to come out. I recommend shield bombing onto the stairs, that way you get propelled a little bit forward. I end up getting frozen here. That's okay though. You just gotta make sure you make it, but if you don't, that's great too. Then from here we're gonna go down, we're gonna dive. I recommend you actually put your bomb on your shield before you go out or before you jump down, but you don't have to. But what's very important here, this is crucial if you didn't grab any anywhere else, like say on the Great Island Sky, is that you kill these 2 choo-choos. And you pick up all the choo-choo jelly. This is critical. Cool. You need to have some type of way of causing water. Also, opals are another great water source. Splash fruits, if you can find them ahead of time, are great as well, but you're gonna need water, at least 10 of them. And that's including the fact that you don't miss. So make sure you pick up the choo-choo jelly. Also, you don't want any other enemies intervening and turning it into maybe fire choo-choo jelly like this stupid Lizalfos does right here. But once that's over with, you are going to do one more shield surf bomb, make your way to the other side, climb up. I recommend targeting onto the Moblin and then bring up your shield to protect yourself so you don't end up accidentally getting hit. You could also try and kill it as well if you want its parts along with the bow, but I don't worry about that. I just keep running down, and we're basically making a run straight for the final boss. So when you're in this hallway with all the Redead Gibdo dudes, you can run up to them and pick up their arrows they have, but I'm going to recommend you just shoot a bomb to destroy the broken wall or to destroy the rocks that are at the end of the hallway. That way you don't have to deal with any other BS. And then you're going to make your way to the left, which is going to have none other than another broken wall. So you're going to blow that wall up as well. Then you're going to blow up that wall as well with the bomb, or however else you choose. And then you're finally going to be here. So when you get to this point, I highly recommend, and this is just what I've picked up, I'm going to highly recommend that you guys duplicate the white main Lynel Saber Horn. Duplicate that a few times and basically put that onto all your weapons. You guys might be wondering why I have 3 Royal Broadswords, not Royal Guard. That is due to the durability, by the way. But I do have 2 Royal Guard Spears, which I kept. And we are going to duplicate our Lynel Horns so that we can fuse them to our weapons to make them more powerful. We're also going to do this to the Royal Guard's Broadsword as well. But we are going to equip our Sapphire Rod so that we can take down all the baddies in the Demon King's army. Alright guys, now for the most difficult part of the whole run is gonna be the 9 boss gauntlet, no joke. I have on my Hylian shield, the Savage Lynel bow, and of course our Sapphire Rod. I'll probably end up swapping to the right main Lynel Reaper that we made, or Reaper. Overall strategy is to immediately go and start throwing ice at all of them. Throw your Sapphire Rod all around. It is going to run out after your third throw though. That's fine. What we want to do here is go after the archers. We're going to pick up the arrows. So since they're just red bokos, they're most... We'll just start smacking everyone. Also, I highly recommend picking up their droppings as well. You can use that as arrow ammo. Second, I can also press right on the D-pad to just quickly swap them into. But we also do extra damage after they're frozen. So I'm gonna throw that. Alright, he's dead. Boom. Now that's gonna freeze them. We're gonna have to take out the archers. There's 2. You should be able to freeze all the melee units first. Be careful because the other archer can get to you. The green ones you can easily one-shot. However, the blue ones might take a little bit more work and effort. Our weapon is badly damaged, so it might only have 3 more swings. That still will be plenty though, to be able to take out many of them while they're still frozen. I'll take those, thank you. So now for the Gibdos. So Gibdos, you could use fire, bombs with your bomb flowers. I recommend using Sapphire Rod, very effective against them as well. That's what we're gonna do. So our opener is... Alright, so now we're gonna get out our Sapphire Rod as our opener. And we want to actually run over here. We want to get as many of them into the same view as possible if you can. You don't want to circle yourself too much, but that right there is going to be a very nice one. And that will get all of them. Yep, nice. So we have enough time to actually make 2 more. See, this isn't too difficult. 2 pokes with the Lynels. So 2 pokes with the white main Lynel pulverizer will do great with the royal spear, which is awesome. But you do want to make it a bit more hasty. Also, grabbing their drops are pretty good. Gibdo bones are very powerful. I don't know too much about the Gibdo wing though, but they might have some type of other benefit. Royal Guards bow, or not Royal Guards bow. Having a Royal Guards claymore is going to be pretty helpful. Again, I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm going to go for our pulverizer here though. You can see it's doing great damage to them. So we take them out. We can also grab their drops. I recommend you do this as you drop them. But since they're so close together, you should be able to really make them drop like flies a bit faster. Throw that, kill him. You don't have to do that, it's just it's gonna be so weakened anyways, we might as well make a new weapon with it. For our first of the 5 big baddies, it is Colgera. Before we fight Colgera, I'm gonna pick up a Royal Guards, or a Royal Claymore. Alright, so now we're gonna go. So Colgera is actually not too difficult at all. There's only really 4 things you need to watch out for, both for phase 1 and phase 2. As you guys can see right here, Colgera is basically just doing the usual of send the rocks up at you. You can easily just dive bomb into it. I recommend waiting just a little bit. Also, if you run into Colgera like I did just there, she'll end up you're not gonna take any damage, just gonna bounce off, but this is important when you go through the portal. Pull forward so that you can dodge it. If you don't, you will get hit by that, and if you get hit by that, you do not have one-shot protection. So if you don't have a fairy, you are gonna be not looking too good to say the least, but I still recommend being at full health anyways, since not only the shooting spikes at you, but also in phase 2 for the twister. So we're going right here. We're gonna watch for these to come down. We have to do this 3 times, not too difficult. Alright, so now we got this. So phase 3, phase 2 here. So phase 2, like I mentioned, there's gonna be twisters. I recommend just floating away from them. Kogera will possibly do 2 twister summons in phase 2 for each one. It can be very difficult to avoid them. I just recommend spinning around. And then once Kogera starts to make her or his icicles fly up, or whatever the hell you want to call them, ice rocks, ice spikes, rock spikes, not very relevant. What matters is that we just make him exposed. We're putting him dive bomb in. Then, like usual, we're gonna point down and pull forward to avoid Kogera's pincer attack. And again, there's a possibility Kogera will do 2 twister summons. You really just have to do your best to avoid them. Again, always be at full health when that happens, because you do not want to use fairies this early on. So Kogera is summoning another one. Feeling a little bit like it's Undertale here, where we gotta dodge all the obstacles, but let's do this. He's gonna go up. And that was very easy. I don't really have much advice for dodging the rock. Alright, Kogera is down. Marble Goma has about 4 attacks in phase 1. We just want to stick here and switch to our recall. She's going to bring out these marble rock explosives. We're going to send one back. And I recommend actually getting closer to the leg so you have more time to attack. But we're just going to grab up here, do 2 jump ups, and then we're going to switch to our white main Lynel Reaper. We made like 3 of these. And again, you can do whatever you want. I don't know what just happened right there, but you should be able to get at least 2 full swings. You can get another one if you absolutely want to. We're probably going to get hit here. Sweet, that was very close. Oh, I'm on his leg. Let's get off of that. That attack right there is a jump attack. You hold your shield facing her so you don't get hit by that. But you really just want to keep your distance. We've almost got Goma in phase 2 already. We can either wait for it or we can bomb shield up there and then use our bow. But again, I'm going to recommend you save your bow for the final battle. So run over here. Activate when you're close enough. We get on the leg. Jump up twice. Target the eye and just spam Y. And then phase 2. Phase root ledge, unfortunately. Or, well, you know what I mean. So what we're going to do is, I'm not Kogera, Marble Goma is going to bring down these this time, make like a little rock explosive prison. We're just going to use our recall, go through that, walk to about right here, and Marble Goma is going to bring down these little rocks again. We can rewind this, and once that's all gone, we'll go over here. That's going to blow up your eyeball, climb back up, 1, 2, lock on the eye, and just spam Y. So you possibly can get 3. I'm not going to probably get this, so I'm just going to get off. Okay, no, we're not. Alright, we'll rewind this. That should make it up close enough. Nice. I don't know why they did it. Alright, here we go. Press L, boom. Now we're going to go up. And this should work. 2 more combos will make it. There we go. Marble Gum is out. No damage. Now Mukto Rock is a bit easier. However, you need to have some type of water. And then you'll be fine. Other than that, there's not really too much else that should give you trouble. Other than maybe possibly running out of water. Type attacks. I think the fire Choo Choo Jelly may work, but regular Choo Choo Jelly really is a safer bet. There's a good chance we're not going to make it. It does contain water in it. It's the one that uses water, so we can use these. Thank God too, because if we didn't have that, we'd definitely be screwed. So, Nectar Rock is down. Sweet. Thankfully I didn't waste too many elemental materials in that battle, because that could have been really bad. So, Queen Gibdo. You can use fire, explosives, electricity. There's a lot of things you could use against her. So, what Queen Gibdo will do is she'll put down a few tornadoes. Usually it's like 4 in phase 1, like 6 and 8 in phase 2. But as soon as she's done with that, you want to get out of the way and put up your shield, because that attack right there, if you aren't defending, will actually one-shot you. It will go right past your one-shot protection. So Queen Gibdo is definitely going to be a bit more difficult, and she did that. I should have waited a little bit. So we're going to wait for her to stop. Shoot, she'll try to fly away. Again, you need to be careful because she's going to do her tornadoes, get to the side, and then we just have to do enough damage for her to fall. And there's phase 2. So what happens in phase 2 is she will summon her Gibdos from the hive, and they're going to go after us. So you can use your Sapphire Rod if you still have it and then throw it or break it, if you absolutely want to, but do not kill them because they will respawn. Now you can also take their drops as well, but essentially what we want to do is just keep doing what we've done before, so we can actually use our wing shield here to get into bullet time, like we did with Lynel, and then we'll shoot her down. She's gonna fall down. We're gonna wait for her to do her tornado, and then we run around. There's a good chance that the Gibdos are gonna follow you. This is when you want to use the icicles on them. So now we're gonna just start. Oh shit, what the heck just happened there? My god. I'll use one of these. I don't know what happened there. Okay, I'm not gonna use that anymore. Throw another right here. Freeze them up. Queen Gibdo's not going to be too happy. Fine by us. From the bullet time. Now you don't want to run out of any type of electrical or elemental type of weapons yet, or fusibles to your bow, because we're going to be using that to might as well. She's pretty much dead now. She's not going to do the tornado, but basically what you do is she might do the tornado, then you just want to keep dealing damage, use your Sapphire Rod on the Gibdos, and then just keep doing that until she dies. Her beam attack you can defend, but you could also go around as well. And now for the Seized Construct. Now the Seized Construct can be very, very, very vital to your next couple of battles. What we want to do is go up and we want to hold to the right or left depending on where he decides to swing, and then we're going to go into a flurry rush. And we want to do this and push him into the barbed wire. So you do need to be a bit more strategic than the other battles for where you decide to attack him at. And I don't know what the fuck happened right there. Unfortunately, once your weapons become more broken, you're not going to be able to use them. You're going to want to move to your other weapons instead, but you do want to have at least 2 weapons that are at full strength for later. So I'm going to swap to Royal Claymore. It actually doesn't matter how much damage it uses. Most of the damage we're going to be doing, we're going to be relying off of the barbed wire fence here. But we are going to need some type of elemental fusibles for our bow for phase 2. So he's going to try to shoot these laser balls at us. Just run towards them and then bring out your shield. I think it's going to get a bit dicey. You want to move right to left depending on which arm he is. So like if he's doing it to the right when he's shooting with his cannons, you're going to want to go to the left. And when he's going to the right, you're going to want to go, or to the left, you're going to want to go to the right. I believe that is. So we messed that up there. Again, we just need to make sure that we can do a full combo and finish to push him into the barbed wire here. And if you touch it, you will get electrocuted as well. So he's about to go into phase 2. I haven't found one. I've tried bombs. I've tried a few of our runes. Or not runes. The ultra hand abilities. I've tried different types of weapons. Really, flurry rushing and then attacking him into the barbed wire is the best strategy you're going to have here. So phase 2 is going to fly up. We immediately want to get out some type of elemental fusion for our bow. Shoot him down. Now the timing here for the flurry rush, you're going to want to be a bit more later than last time because he is attacking from a longer range, and we're going to make sure we get a full combo to push him in. He's then going to try and fly up again, so get your bow out, bring him back down. I got shot by that. That was very dangerous to have weapons that are not almost broken. So we're going to hopefully push him in with this. Also, there is a possibility that you can end up accidentally not hitting him for some reason and not be able to finish your combo once you're in the flurry rush, which is really bad. Unfortunately, my weapon broke, and I got... And then... we'll do this. I didn't need to shoot him twice like that. We just gotta hope that our weapon doesn't break here. Beautiful, right at the last moment. But if you guys can, you could keep these for the final battle against Ganondorf. Our Sapphire Rod's basically useless up to this point. I have quite a few Sunny recipes and Hardy recipes. So you could technically and theoretically attack with the gloom weapons and then go through with that. So what I'm going to do instead is get out my bow here. Back off. Surprised that hit me, holy shit. I'm almost out of healing here. We're gonna use our bomb arrows here. Our Savage Iron Bow finally broke, that's fine by me. We're gonna want to use some very strong AoE blasts here. We'll go into bullet time. These Ganons are basically going to be us trying our very best, oh, I missed, not good, to not die. We're going to target them. So, oh shit, I was not paying attention there, I was trying to pick up a weapon. We're going to use one of the Hardy Mushroom Skewers we duped. And I want to actually pick up this Gloom Sword because we're going to end up duping it. We're not duping it, we're going to end up putting... Okay, so we're going to actually pick up the Gloom Sword and then we're going to fuse it to another Gloom Sword, since there's going to be a total of 5 Phantom Ganons, which means there's going to be enough to fuse them, since, you know, 2 times 5. We're not going to attack with this. We're going to use our second Savage Iron Bow, and we'll defend with our shield when we have to. Again, you could theoretically just flurry rush with your bow, or with the weapons if you actually want to, so you can use Sunny equipment, but they're going to die. We're going to pick this up. We're going to switch to it. We're going to run over here. Another Gloom Sword. Now, depending on how well you've done up to this point, will depend on if you even want to bother. There should be at least 2 more left. Okay, no, that's all of them. Alright, so... I could equip this, but I'd rather save it for the final battle against Ganondorf. So we're just going to shoot him with our bow. If you fought any of the Phantom Ganons in the past, you already know what's up. I don't know where the heck that other Phantom Ganon's weapon went. What we need to worry about is getting the bullet time and stopping him. If you want to use powerful weapons and try and stop him earlier, you can. Just make sure you get rid of him. Also, you might as well target him since he's going to be standing still, but you do want to be careful of any other Ganons that are in your way. So he's down, we'll take advantage of this. We'll pick them off. Also, once you kill one of them, they'll then switch to the clubs. And holy crap-a-moly, I almost died there. I would just recommend shooting them with regular arrows, because you really want to save all of your really powerful stuff for Ganondorf. Because Ganondorf is the big cheese, and she's basically where you're going to want to put all your stuff to attack. You want to have at least 90 arrows for Ganondorf, by the way. But once you kill another one of them, they're going to switch to using spears. We can still take them out with our bow. Oof. Alright. So I'll do this. Get that headshot. And then kill this. Alright, and there are the Phantom Ganons down. So, now the big cheese will open up. What's very interesting here is that we don't have to worry about going through that 7 boss gauntlet again. Amen. That could be really freaking rough, but it might end up happening. So, again, the best strategy I can recommend you guys do is get ready and just practice makes perfect. But there should be one more sword here. Ooh, there's an arrow. But say you were to put a sword with a spear or a club. When you try to throw it, it might not work because it might just instantly hit the ground and you'll never be able to throw it. So you'll have to destroy it and then throw it like that, which is really lame. But yeah, you will have the chance right now. If you want to cook anything else up with, say, a Zonai portable pot, you can do that. But what we're going to do here, and right now, if you want to, you could dupe any of your items with the bow glitch. Okay, so now for Ganondorf himself. We're mostly going to be relying off of just destroying our weapons, throwing them at him since this is the last battle. You don't really need them anymore. And mostly just using our Savage Lynel bow. We'll just do this. And I guess right now we can just swap to another weapon. I recommend doing any flurry rushes with your weapons right now in phase 1, because in phase 2 and 3 he'll actually be able to counter them. And that can become quite an issue. But I don't recommend using any of your really powerful but I don't really recommend using any of your really powerful stuff yet. He has his sword, his spear, and his club. He'll do a jumping attack with his club. With his spear, he can do this really cool rush attack, which we'll probably end up seeing. But we're really just destroying all of our weapons.
Take this.
So, 3.
How about this?
So this is the attack we're talking about. I recommend he's gonna do this. We don't want to keep running into that. You just want to go to the side, and then once he goes through, stop. You might end up getting into the gloom on accident, but you will ultimately be alright. So now once you get too far away, he's gonna pull out his Yumi and start shooting that around. Where's that Yumi? And we are going to basically just straight to right or left. You should be alright. So throw that at his face. And nope. I'm not going to attack with him yet. Okay, so he's going to do this where the air's going to rise. We want to jump up and get on our paraglider. And then this is a pretty good time to go into bullet time and get some good hits on him. But make sure you just glide away, have enough stamina to get away. Throw this at him.
Take this.
So then he's going to try to do his flurry. I'll just use this. It doesn't really matter at all. It's going to break regardless. Since, like I said before, we're going to be relying off the bow for basically pretty much all of it. And we can't, like, throw and get rid of it, so... Whoops. Shield broke, so we're going to go to our next Hyrule shield. So you guys can see right here, once he gets really close to being defeated, he will start to dodge your attacks. He didn't do it here. Fine. So we can get a headshot up there while he's not doing anything, and we'll take him to phase 2. So I recommend putting another wing on your shield so you can go into bullet time more readily than having to wait for, say, his updraft attack where he smashes the ground. But there we go with the Demon King Ganondorf. We'll place on another wing. We'll put it to our shield. And we'll get up, and you guys can see his health bar is pretty big. This is just one of his 3 phases. Do not attack his minions, because if you do, they will actually end up aggroing you. So right now they're kind of just pressuring you, walking towards you menacingly. But if you actually decide to attack them, which I don't recommend you do, especially with your limited weapons right now anyways, you're really putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. So So we're just going to make sure we can get as many headshots as possible. At some point in phase 2, he will start blocking your arrows, so they'll still be effective, they'll still do damage, but you won't be able to get critical hits, and they won't do as much as well since he's blocking them. But we're getting pretty good hits here. You can see we're getting the dings. He's doing pretty good. We want to use our most powerful fusions here. And you want to make sure you're landing those headshots. So you'll know because it'll go ding 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 with all the flashing lights. He's going to try to come up on us. The hammer is actually one of his best ones because he actually has to use both of his hands so he can't block your arrows. And this attack's very good for getting a headshot on. Phase 3 is where it can get really, really tough. Because Ganondorf ain't messing around no more. The music picks up, gets really good. And he's basically out for blood. Attack. Also, there's certain attacks you can do which will actually take away your maximum amount of hearts. So unless you use your fairies, you might not be able to get through it as well. He's all of his other phases, but he's a bit more aggressive, and he's going to block your arrows a lot more often. So what you can do to avoid that is actually wait for him to get out his club, which he's going to do right here. Fine by me, because now he gave us the opportunity to get a headshot to get our shield. Darn it, I didn't get it, so I wasn't as lucky. He's going to swap to his different weapons. You're not going to want to attack him with the Flurry Rush either because he's going to dodge it and then follow up with usually a different attack, but okay. Run away. We were able to block it with our shield. So you guys can see whether he blocked it. This is where you're going to either want to use your shield. Oh, yikes. So, yeah, he's very aggressive now. Like I said before, he ain't messing around. You see we're going to pop down another wing. Make another one. So again, because he has both of his hands occupied, you can get a pretty easy headshot here, and there's like very little you can do about it until he changes his weapon. So the club is going to be by far your best bet. You can also do the Flurry Rush just in case. So when he's switching as well with his spear, that's another really good opportunity. Unfortunately, we can't outrun that stupid freaking whatever the heck you call those things. Nope, no, I don't think so, Ganondorf. So this windup right here is pretty excellent time to get a headshot. I wasn't so lucky. However, you do want to try to finish this battle up as fast as possible. And running away, or running, and juking out the balls of gloom, or whatever the heck Ganondorf is using, is very, very helpful. So this might not actually be a good one. Again, we're not going to attack him because he'll just do it. Shouldn't have done it. Should have just ran through that one because that wasn't the really intimidating one. So you guys can see that he blocked it. When he changes his weapon, that's a pretty good time as well to get a headshot in. But you do want to just be as efficient as possible with your bow here. What? That was weird. But yeah, this is the final battle, so don't want to miss that up. So now he's going to do a spinner. That's another great time to get a headshot. Remember, just run forward. Oof. But maybe wait for him. Even just strafing around, waiting for him to finish his attack, and then running forward is a great way to dodge those. But when he's changing his weapon, or when he gets out his club, is a very good time to attack him. Ooh, that was a close one, but there you go. Once Demon Ganondorf in phase 3 is basically defeated, he's going to turn into the demon dragon. And this is basically just like Dark Beast Ganon from Breath of the Wild, except it's way more cooler. And it's got a more oriental vibe to it with the two dragons. It's glorious. And we get the Master Sword. Refresher. So we're gonna wait for Demon Dragon, aka Dragonified Demon King, to start this blast. And one very good thing about this boss fight is we start off with 4 hearts, obviously because that's how many we have. No Zelda, please get out of the way. But if his fireballs hit you, or you get consumed by gloom like I almost did right here, you actually can get your hearts back as soon as you really do that. So 4 swings is all it takes with the Master Sword to make him stop. Then we're gonna dive back down, and Dragon Zelda should grab us. She's very fast. There we go. And you're gonna do this 3 times. So you're going to fly down to this one next. Doesn't really matter what order you do it in, just matters that you destroy all 4. We actually hit him with the freaking... I don't know. I think the Master Sword really is the only way to do this. But I kind of did do a bit of damage with the shield sword, so you guys can see me get them back. So even if you were to be on your final heart, you'd still technically get 4 more chances due to the malice. Or not the malice, the gloom. God, think about Breath of the Wild here. Okay, we made it. 4 swings is all it takes. Now, like in Breath of the Wild, the tone is going to change, and the blood moon is going to rise, and the tear on Ganon's head, or Demon Dragon's head, is now glowing. I think we all know what to do. That reminded me a lot of Super Mario Galaxy, I don't know why. Oh, I am in the kill zone here. Alright. Demon Dragon. Junbai. Junbai. Boom. Enough. That's 4. Now we will plunge the Master Sword into his tear for the final blow. Boosh. Just like at the very beginning of the game, can we do it? Got her. Alright, and with that, guys, that is how to beat The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom early. Hope you guys enjoyed this guide. And before you leave, like I said before at the beginning of the video, please make sure to share this video with as many people as possible. I want to make sure that everybody will get to experience this, and you guys can help me by sharing this with everyone in your communities, your discords. I also have my own discord as well if you want to check that out. Link is in the description below or in my banner tag. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I think personally this is a really fun run. Is it the most efficient? Probably not. I'm sure if I was better with Zonai devices, maybe you guys again want to take some time to make that. I bet you can make this even easier. Also, there is a chance that the 2 duplication glitches might get patched in the next version or even in the future. So I hope that the community can end up finding other ways so we can keep this run possible. But yeah, I'd like to thank all of you guys for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the notification bell, because this took me quite a while to make. I've basically been making this video since the game's launch, so I do appreciate any support. But I hope you guys had fun watching this video. Hope you guys got some, hopefully you guys have fun with the guide. And let me know how your experience went in the comment sections below, and tell me if there's anything else that you would improve. But I think I've talked enough. This video is so long already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good rest of your day. Peace out.